Well, the Taliban roadmap is a lie. The Taliban are deceiving people, and that report is correct. I have confirmed source from Afghanistan throughout our organization that Taliban has asked the people, they knock on their door and asking what he was doing for the Afghan government. So there are human rights accusations and human rights violations. Look, we see people being their faces blacked and putting on donkeys, walking them on the streets. It's a de-shaming of people. This is not in Quran. This is not in Islam. What the Taliban are doing is literally brutal, and they're living in dark regimes and dark times. So those are all correct. The Taliban, I'm just saying, let's wait. Once the Americans leave, once the airport is evacuated, now, and once they get recognized, you will see that their brutality will increase and more. So the Taliban are literally killing people. Two of the senior Afghan officials, I spoke to them last night. Their pictures and videos went viral on Instagram everywhere. That the Taliban said that they have recognized us. What they told me that the Taliban came to our house, they started drinking tea with me, and after a kind of like a warm conversation, they told me like, oh, we're gonna go live now. I said, what do you mean? The Taliban told us that, oh, you're gonna tell on camera that you're supporting from Islamic Emirate. So the guy had no choice, and they showed the gun to him. So the Taliban are literally trying to convince the world that the Afghan leaders are supporting their cause, their regime, while they're having operations night by night. There are videos of them slaughtering Afghan special forces right now. There's a reason there is a resistance force going on in Panjshir and also in Andarab. So they attacked the Andarab district of Baghlan province today. About 250 Taliban have been reported killed. Is the reason all those head of special forces and soldiers and a lot of these patriots who did not fight like Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, they're running for their lives. So that report is correct. But at the end of the day, it's the Afghans to see what they want for their future. It's wise for the Mullah brother and his leadership to stop assassination and torturing people. I got another message from another activist. She said she was beaten on the street for just walking by herself. So these are the reports that we did not see on the ground. These are the reports that, a lot of media are not being allowed to do it. Like, I was a news contributor for Tulu News, Ariana News, and so many other platforms. All stopped. Yes, the world needs to understand that the media are allowed in Afghanistan, but they're censored, just like communist regime and the North Korea. Anything the Taliban says, Tulu News broadcasts that. So what happened to all of these people? So I think it's time to prevent both a humanitarian crisis and a political crisis, and not forget that 9/11 happened because we forgot about Afghanistan. I think the Taliban are looking for ways to get recognized. The Taliban are playing hard the same way they did in the Afghan negotiations. They went on violence so they could get more and their demands to be met. So that's why they blasted out that we want Islamic Emirate, we want the leaders out, we do not want the Afghan regime. The same strategy is being implemented right now. The Taliban are making harsh for evacuation or safe passage of these deportees and the U.S. citizens so they could have more demands met. For example, they could get recognized and some of their list of people from the blacklist of CIA and other places to be gone forever. And I think the embassy should recognize them. So the Taliban are looking literally for the support. And I see a possibility because, when the US and the Taliban made a deal last year, the Taliban did not even shoot any US embassy or bases. And they understand that if we do, they will have consequences. The situation on the ground is not promising. I think August 1st is not an ideal plan. We have U.S. citizens and green card holders stuck in Afghanistan. Here is the question. When they're called to come to the airport, the Taliban have stopped them. I have reports this morning. There were some families, they made it to the airport. We were talking about Serena Hotel. That's a gathering point, and there's another place somewhere safe. So once they make it to the airport, the Taliban do not allow them. I think that is something. We saw some breaking news today that the director of CIA and then leader of the Taliban were having some sort of meeting inside the airport last night of Kabul. So August 31st is not a feasible plan. It's not ideal. If we are talking about U.S. citizens and green card holders, they're among the crowd and they're also in safe places across Afghanistan. I see a possibility of President Biden announcing today that he may do some sort of compromise or deal with the Taliban, that he will bring all the troops home, but maybe a few stay in Afghanistan to bring the rest of the U.S. citizens. So the situation is not promising as we're speaking. There's no plan, and thousands of people outside the gates, and it has been about 4 days the gates has been closed.